about right. But we are interested in those opinions who say that it's too little, right?
Okay, right.
In general, if you are talking about homelessness, that's when it comes up. You know, there's not enough money.
Too little, okay.
Too little. So you have to record your dependent variable so that SPSS knows what to calculate.
Okay.
Additionally, I was thinking what other variables might be good here. And so I recorded it into too little.
Okay.
And then I did marital status, assistance, whether, again, assistance is too little or too much or about right, and race. So this is what we have in the variables that are in the equation. A lot of them are insignificant, but sex is significant. Political party, basically, liberal or conservative, is significant. Welfare assistance, which is, let's see, what do we have there? Welfare, 1. Too little is almost significant at 0.1 level, right?
Right.
Too little, that says too little of assistance. Welfare. Then what else? Family income in constant dollars, it's not significant. Marital status. Let's see what we have here. So married compared to never married.
Okay.
And the second one is widowed. Also at 0.1 level are significant. So your model might work just with some modifications and some more thought of what might be good, what might impact opinion of a person regardless, with regards to whether there is enough money for safety.
Okay. So you have, so those are some examples, or can I use those, or I need to find others?
No, that's what I was thinking. I'm just running a couple of
Without recoding any of them, right?
well, I did recall the net city, and the rest
Oh, yeah,
for you.
the dependent, yeah, but I mean the independent ones.
Well, I didn't need it at this point because I was doing pretty quickly. But again, if you think more about it, for example, I would, well, but since it's about the cities, that urban rural, I'm trying to remember where did I work with that urban rural variable, and whether, in what format it exists here in this work. Let me see here. What is it that they are saying about urban rural variable? How it is described, or what's the name of it?
The guy here in the article about the rural, he's saying that he believes that people in rural areas, meaning poorer areas, will be more compassionate or understanding of the problem, and they will try to help more compared to urban areas, city areas.
Okay, but where is, what is the variable? What's the name of that variable?
Region of interview.
Region of interview, that's not it. It's just the south. Or, let me,
No, doc. There's a independent variable on SPSS called region, and it's
yeah, but that's not urban or rural, unless they think that northeast is a urban
the
area.
the
How they recode it,
it says 1 for south, 2 for northeast, central 3, and and west 4.
and how they distinguish between,
It says since this is a categorical variable, south 1 is going to be used as the reference category.
but how they determine that south is rural area, or that's what
I understand what you're saying. I don't know. That's a good question. This region of interview is what region of the United States the interview took place in out of the following recorded categories. But it doesn't say how do we know who's poor and who's got money. It doesn't say that. The rural codes distinguish between metropolitan counties. Oh, the rural urban continuum codes distinguish between metropolitan counties by the population size of their metro area, and non-metropolitan counties by degree of urbanization and agency to a metro area of areas. Rural urban continuum codes have the following values and descriptions: county and metro area of 1 million or more, and then it just keeps going down for about a page and a half. Maybe we can find an easier one variable instead of region of interview.
it's not definitely a region, it's a metropolitan region or something like that. So at least we have to find that variable.
Metropolitan versus urban. No, excuse me, rural.
Mhm. So they determine it by size.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so see if you can find that variable in the SPSS data set. Remember the site where they have information on all the variables. The north.
Mm, information of all the variables. Oh yes, yeah, the one you said. It's on the canvas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you think it's a good idea to keep region and recode it?
No, region, no, but rural or urban,
Yeah,
yes.
meaning to okay, rural metropolitan.
Because region doesn't give you anything. I ran that with that analysis.
Okay, metropolitan versus rural. Okay. Okay. So just think of new independent variables that might be interesting. Married versus not married. Welfare versus not no welfare.
Well,
Uh,
you can keep it the way it is, just as a categorical, and then see what categories are significant.
uh,
Because here, see, when I ran the analysis, about married and widowed, those are significant variables.
huh. But I need to. There needs to be at least how many significant variables, Doc? Would you say?
Well, I say that at least two, but, so with these variables, it is here.
Yeah, as is. You said that I think sex is one of them, and then the other one I there were two. I remember there were two. Liberal,
there were more than two. The respondents think of self of liberal or conservative, and then almost significant welfare. That's not enough, and marital status. So in terms of significance, this is good. But you see, I did spend maybe an hour and a half running different variables and trying to find them. Uh, well, I would love if you would find this metropolitan area variable, what it is.
Okay.
And if not, then this should be good.
Okay. I'll continue looking, and if not, just do what you have there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, Doc. And then you didn't have to recode any of these independent variables.
Well, you see what it is. Here.
Just the dependent one, of course, because the logistic regression needs to have a nominal dependent variable. Just that one, but the independent ones you didn't have to recode any.
SPSS did that for me.
Right. It's already in order.
Because all the categories are here. We didn't miss anything.
Okay, I'm going to rerun it just to see if I get exactly what you have there on my own. And then I'll do some more research on the metropolitan versus rural areas. See if I can also plug that in, just to see what effect it has. Okay, Doc.
Because this welfare is basically what they were saying. It's about assistance. And what I found in the assistance variable, it was about, well, it is called welfare, but if you look at what it is exactly they are measuring, it's about assistance.
Assistance, okay.
Right. So you have here the name of the variable. Look for what it means, so you have it in your paper.
Yes. I need to explain what they mean. Yes. Okay, Doc.
And I'm sure you're very thorough in terms of getting the reason or the so, but it should be good then.
Okay, Doctor. Question for you: why do we have raise a respondent? And then at the bottom we have 1 and 2? Is that white, non-white situation? Is that why we have 1 and 2?
Remember, SPSS is doing the recording for us.
Okay.
Raise and respond. The reference category and the other. So white is the reference category here.
Right.
So 1 is black here. Here 1 is black, and 2 is other.
Oh,
Compared
gotcha.
to white.
Gotcha. Same for welfare, 1 and 2.
Yeah, same for welfare. See, welfare, that's about assistance. And
Right.
again, too little and too much is the reference.
Right.
So the first, you see where 1 is here, it's too little.
Right.
Here, about right, it's here. So then you see, you can put right away the what it means here.
I gotcha. Okay.
Remember, what I told you, I usually, where is it? Where did it go? Okay, never mind. We'll go to do it again. And when you are recording, always do run the frequency table and compare it to the original. So all the cases are there. see how many regressions I ran.
Yes.
So just be patient, and
Okay, dog.
it's not a waste of your time.
No, no, of course not. It's just, I want to have an idea what I'm doing, because I recorded this, but then I may have not recorded it correctly. So how did that affect the other variables?
That's why, remember, everything we did in class, as I wrote to you, so solving the problem. So you have to run the frequency and then compare whether it's correctly. And first time, I didn't do it correctly, see? Because too little, and then it was missing instead of having too much in about, right?
Right.
And then I recoded it, and then I got the correct recording. Then I got too much, too little. So too much is 0, about right, and too much is 0. It's 45.9% of all people.
Right.
And too little, more people are thinking that we don't have enough.
We're not doing enough. Okay.
And that's when you do this frequency, when we run the frequency table, you see the difference. So that's important.
Okay. So too little is the reference point.
No, too little is our main category because SPSS always puts the one that is coded lower first. So about right or too much is coded 0. I coded it as 0.
Oh. Okay.
And too little is 1.
Too little. So let me see if that matches what what the article says, Doctor, if you don't mind. Too little. Dependent. Okay. Too little is coded as 0, and the right amount or too much is coded as 1. That's what you said, right?
No.
Oh God. Okay, so the article is saying one thing, but that's not correct.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm only working with what you told me. You said that you don't get significant results. And I started thinking why that is possible.
Right.
And then I decided that, see, because when we have the dependent variable coded like this, too little, SPSS runs the analysis about too little.
Right. So do the opposite.
So what are they saying? Are they arguing that there is enough?
Yeah. The question states we are faced with many problems in this country, none of which can be solved easily and inexpensively. I'm going to name some of the problems, and for each one, I would like you to tell me whether you think we are spending too much money on it, too little money, or about the right amount. Do you think we are spending too much money on it, too little money, or about the right amount on solving the problems of big cities? I recoded this variable into values of 0 through 1 so that logistic regression could be used for the data analysis. Too little is coded as 0, and the right amount or too much is coded as 1.
Okay, so what are they interpreting then? What is their result?
All that. The result, I would say they're saying they're spending too little, but I'm not, I haven't.
Well, then how they are interpreting it, if they have to interpret it with about the category that they are called it too much. So they have to talk about too much, not about too little.
So too little is coded as a 0 in the article, and the right amount or too much is coded as 1.
So what is their result? What is it that they are saying?
The findings, I need to read the findings off in regards to the dependent variable findings. I need to read more for that.
So when I'm, basically reversing the coding that they are doing,
Right.
because too little is that what the problem is, we think, comes from, right? When that's not enough money.
Right.
Maybe. But if it's a problem because there's too much money, or about, right, why the problem persists.
I mean, what aren't we trying to find out? Oh, well, the region part of it was just one variable, but also people with different education levels of education by race and sex, they may all think different. Like they may all say, yeah, we're spending the right amount, or we're spending too much, and the logistic regression would tell us that with a positive number or negative number, right? Significant level or insignificant. The numbers would tell us what those people think, the independent variables.
Right. What significant results does your author?
Well, he's got more than one dependent variable. He's got 3 or 4, I believe. But for that one specifically, which are we doing too much or enough? Oh God. Not city. Here we go. Well, he's got model 1, model 2, model 3, and model 4. Odds ratio, H for model 1, H.
What is your model?
My model. Well, I did run it as is, like I told you.
No. Well, in this case.
In which case?
You said they have 4 models. What number is your model? Because you have, I think they have 3 dependent variables.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So which
I went
for the second one?
I went with the second one.
Nat City.
Nat City, correct.
So they have.
Doc, you have.
For not City, they also have 4 models. But what you have to find out what are those. So they have sex, which is significant, right?
Not real quick. Right there, you have Net City R. Oh, because it was recoded to a nominal. Sorry, I'm sorry, Doc. Yeah. So that's the correct one.
See, I'm looking now at their.
Right. Yeah, that's it.
So, sex is significant, race is significant. Then their parties are not significant. But for model 2, I don't know what that model is.
Okay,
so what's the difference between model 1? It's all about Nat City. Model 1, model 2, model 3, model 4. So here they have
more numbers, way more numbers.
See, they have race, the minority, which is significant, and they have region, central and west region. Rural, urban, it's a different than region.
Right.
And they have in model 4 So they have this welfare. They are saying that it is empathy, and they create the variable for empathy. So region, in here, I didn't get any significance about the region and race. So depending on what is it included in the model, oh, that's what they did. They ran model with two variables, then they ran added more variables, and then they added more variables.
Why would they do that instead of just running all of them?
Because they wanted to get the separate, independent significance.
Oh,
Not significance, but impact.
you mean oh no, it's not because we have four dependent variables. It's not because of that. It's like you said, they just wanted to do it with different amounts of independent variables.
Yeah, so they ran different models. So first they included sex and race.
Age, sex, and race. Mm-hmm.
Then they included age, sex, race, education, income, party ID. And then they included all those and then added.
Oh my God. And of course, each time they all change. There's more numbers.
It's different.
Oh God, Doc. That's not helping, Doctor.
Well, why not? That's what you actually are doing. You can do
I'm struggling with one, Doc. That's four.
But it's the same variable. You don't have to recode anything. Well, okay, got it. So, see, when they, well, let's see. If we ran, okay, age,
Mm-hmm.
sex, and race. Age, we will remove this and see what we have.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds more doable. Just three independent, Doc. Why does
adding so for race indicator for the white is our reference category, and this is there for minority. Okay, if we don't want to, we will get separate for others and for black people. Okay, so let's run and see what we have. Race, so black, we have significance. So now let's race of education. We add education. See, now for the second round, they included education, income, and party ID, in addition to these two. Did you get it?
I'm recording it, Doc, so I'll be watching this video all day.
Education, income.
Mm-hmm.
We can do income in constant dollar. Income.
That's the other thing, Doctor. Income has so many categorical options.
The different, they have interval ratio. There's the respondent. In constant dollars, respondent's income variable. We can use this. And we will use RPID. Okay. then we move to categorical, and we see page that we keep running. We keep it education with the ratio. This is in the party ID. Independent so they have here independent and Republican and other.
They don't have Democrat.
Where do you think Democrats are?
Independent, maybe? Or others? Oh, yeah.
Reference category.
Oh, God.
Everything is the same. David.
Right.
It's all the same. Reference category for categorical variable that for an ordinal variable. We use reference category. Let's see in the data set. What is it? We have or in the code book. In the book, so I don't want to mess up the regression.
Mm-hmm.
So don't blame me for them not submitting your exam, grading your exam.
Oh, you're grading my exam?
Not yours.
Oh.
Because this is what I do.
Oh, my God. Even on Sundays, you have to work.
Oh, yeah, always.
Oh, doctor, maybe I don't want to be a teacher then.
No, into what?
I don't know, but I want to live life a little bit. Weekends off. I know maybe less money, fine, but you will have to work even Sundays? Whoa.
Okay. So they recoded the variable.
Mm-hmm.
That will, from Democrat will be our reference variable. Okay. This is the second.
Party, okay.
This is so strong Democrat. C00, that means it's a reference category. So let's see what we have here. The significant race, none of those significant. Variation, this is significant. 40.
Wow, that's a lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Party affiliation.
So which are significant? Let me see. 2.
0.023, 0.001, yeah?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3 is not significant. 3 and 1.
Right.
Let's see what do we have here. 3 is independent, but not significant. And 1, which is not strong Democrat, not significant. Everybody else is significant. Basically, Republicans and other parties are significant. So, and that's what we get with the other variables. So you can, if we use, for example, and see the direction, minus. So the log odds of decreasing the log odds would basically what we say with HP level of conservative. The more conservative you are,
The less you want to help homeless?
No, the less you think that it is too little. that the money spent on cities is too little.
Republicans don't want to help homeless.
Huh?
Republicans or conservatives usually don't want to help homeless.
So that's what we have here. It's about those who think that it's too little, and they don't think it's too little. Right?
Right.
One is, we say that the person thinks that it's too little, and we are saying, so basically, it's the level of conservatism, right?
Mm-hmm.
From not from not strong Democrat to strong Republican.
Right.
Instead of this, as I suggest, we can do just not the party ID, but political views.
Yeah, that's what I had thought as well, doctor.
Huh?
That's what I had done also. I had, that's the way I wanted to go because we talked about political views before in class, so I understand it a little more.
So it's basically saying the same thing, but it's easier to it's easier to interpret. What did I put? Wrong variable? Yeah. It's about restaurant. Phone views here. See? It is significant. So no need to use party ID. Just one variable.
Right, right.
Treat the interval ratio will be sufficient.
And how would you read that one? Think of self as liberal or conservative. So either one of those, whatever you think yourself as, is it not saying that both liberal and conservatives with a minus sign, minus 0.121?
But remember, we have to look at the coding. And the coding runs from 1 to 7, right?
Right.
And 1 is less conservative, and 7 is more conservative. Right? If you look at the coding,
Right.
you will see that extremely liberal, 1, liberal, slightly liberal, moderate, slightly conservative, conservative, extremely conservative. So, and remember the general formula for regression analysis is with each additional unit.
Mm-hmm.
And each additional unit, it's each additional level of conservatism here.
Each additional level of
And
conservative.
it's not, but we say with each additional unit moving from less conservative to more conservative.
Less conservative.
And by the way, the interpretation is given in the logistic regression model. I think where it's module 9, or I don't remember the number of module 3, where when we start learn logistic regression.
All right.
The explanation, the whole thing, interpretation.
Right.
And one of the variables was this one.
Think of self as liberal or conservative.
Mm-hmm.
All right, doc.
So it's a negative sign. So more conservative you are, the less money, the less, the more money, the less money, the no, no, no. The less conservative, more conservative you are, the less likely you will be thinking that it's too little money that we spend on cities.
The less likely. Okay.
But if when you are using the exact number, you don't say it less likely. It's the general statement here.
Oh, I got you.
Here
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the formula we have.
With each additional unit moving from less conservative to more conservative. Okay. All right, Doc. I'll continue. I'm gonna run the numbers, see if I get the.
So you see what those models are, right?
Yes.
In the article that you are studying.
They look different, Doc. They look different from what we see here, but I'll try to figure it out.
But the, they add uh, variables.
Right.
So one dependent variable, the same next city,
Mm-hmm.
but every next model, they add more variables. And model 4, they have
All the variables.
all the variables present.
So what we're looking at here is like their model 4.
No.
Okay.
Where is their model 4? That's not all they included.
I mean, in terms of including all of the numbers, all of the independent variables, that would be reflecting in their model 4. Like what we have here, we have all the independent variables with all of the numbers.
We don't have all the independent variables here.
No.
We are just mimicking what they have.
Right.
In their model, I believe 3 or 2. Let me see.
They have more dependent variables.
They have
Independent, yeah.
They have more. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
You see your article?
Yes. Yes, I can see the screen and I have the article right here.
Here it is. So we stopped at party ID, right?
Right.
We decided that we'll be using full view instead of ID because we get the same results that they do. Yeah, that the Republicans are significant. But see that because they have reversed dependent variables, they are talking about too much
Right.
and about right.
So at this time, conservative numbers will be positive.
Right. And we're talking about too little.
Makes sense.
So the next variable is region that they added,
Mm-hmm.
and then emphasis, which is, you will see how they created the variable, but perhaps just the welfare would be enough. So, just to finish, okay, what they did. historical views. Now, region. And if I remember correctly, they have West as last category, so we can make it a reference category.
No, they didn't have West up, but you said to include West
Cool, wait.
in the article.
No, it is here.
Uh,
Can you see?
Northeast, Central, West. Oh, you said to put West first or something like that.
No, I'm saying that they recorded all the variables.
Okay.
And right now, I'm not recording, right? So I just
Right.
have.
Region, regular region, right.
And when I go here and move it, because it's a categorical variable, it's an ordinal variable, it's a nominal variable, so we have to have a reference category. And I'm saying that in the long list of the regions, West is the last one.
Okay.
And because we are in the West, we can have it as a reference category so we can compare all other regions with our region. Agree?
Sure. Yes.
We could do this. Now, what else? And so they have region, then rural, urban, I don't know what that is. And by the way, it is not significant anyway. See?
Right. So that means that no matter if
There's no point of. And technically, I understand because people that live in urban areas, what for are they going to, advocate for cities? So it might not be a good variable to begin with to include. And we see that they didn't get any results. So their third model,
yeah.
they added the region. Well, let's do it and run it just for the region. Okay, and see, none of it is significant. See?
So people in the suburban and rural areas.
There's no difference by region. Well, there is actually if we're just talking about the direction. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, let's see what it is here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. West, west.
Right. North, central.
North, central. South Atlantic. Southeast. West, again, south, central. And mountain. They are less likely to think that cities, including our region, right, compared to West, all these regions compared to West, think that they should not. This region, whatever region it is, four, I forgot what it is. 4. It is west, north, central. So people in the west, north, central compared to people in the west would think that
are less likely to think that we're doing too much.
no, too little. are less likely to think that we are doing too little.
Okay.
Because here, too
Mhm.
little is coded as 1. But if you want to do the way they are doing, then and your too little will be 0 and too much will be 1,
Right.
then you'll have the opposite
Right.
sign, and then you will interpret it as people in north, central, west, right? North, central, west, west. Yeah, west, north, central.
Right.
Compared to west, are more likely to think that we are spending either too much or about right.
Hmm.
If the coding is reversed here
Right.
in your dependent variable. So
Right.
you will look at the sign and at the coding of the dependent variable. So, and all the categories of the variables that are listed here have to be interpreted with a reference category. Okay, and so the last variable in the model, it's the one that they added was welfare, right?
I think you added that one as an example, Doc. I don't know if they have it in the uh, table. Welfare, you said?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't see it in the charts.
I haven't added it yet.
Oh,
Previously, I did add it. So let's see, find. System. The other countries, assistance for child care, assistance to big cities, that's our dependent variable, and assistance to the poor, that's how the variable is coded, far, not far away. And what are the codings here? Too little about right, too much.
sounds like the dependent one that we're working with.
Yeah, the coding is the same. So, no, not far away. Okay? And again, it's a categorical, and we need to know too little is the reference category, right? So
Right.
too little, just like for now, the dependent variable is coded, so the reference will be wrong variable again. Just not far away, not far away. Okay, they don't have or whatever. welfare, the same thing. But for whatever reason, this one
Yeah.
doesn't run it. Street welfare,
Yeah.
25, 30 too much, and this is a different table. Let's try running both. I don't know, but this one wouldn't even this good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what? So we decided the first one. Well, the reference too little. Oh no. Probably let's do the last category. Too much. Well, we can say that this is significantly more level.
Hmm.
So those who think that it's too little, that welfare is offered too little compared to those who think that it is offered too much, most likely would be thinking that the assistance to the cities is also too little.
Okay. Those receiving welfare.
No, in general, the respondents are thinking that res- the, that people who receive welfare too little compared to those who think that people are receiving welfare too much.
Oh, doctor. Okay.
Hmm?
Okay.
So let's see what they have. Again, it's the direction is the same because remember we have different coding for the dependent variable.
Right.
So their sign is minor, but their empathy is total. So they created the variable. You will, if you want to mimic what they were doing, you have to create the other variable that they call empathy.
Good.
It's probably that you might add two of these variables. That are together. About the welfare and assistance to the poor. So that's it.
Okay, doc. I'm gonna try to replicate what you gave me. See if I can get the same numbers, and I'm gonna play around with more independent variables to see which ones I can understand more, and hopefully I can include those in my model so I can work on my paper.
Yes, what might be appropriate for your analysis?
Off the top of my head, which is not very hairy, I'm bald. Let's see. do we think we're doing enough about homeless? Definitely political views, because that's a strong one. That's just too obvious. Usually Democrats and Republicans. Sex is also interesting. Usually women are more emotional. They're more understanding. They have more empathy and what have you. So I would expect females to that number to be more significant. Um, Sex, race too, because it's when you see homeless out there, they're usually mostly minorities, race, ethnicities, for the most part. Not always, but for the most part. So I would see that number to be there, to have some significance levels. Race and ethnicity, age too. I would think that older people are more understanding and empathetic towards the homeless problem. So that will be, I would expect to see a significance level there. Also, to reject the null and accept the research hypothesis that there is a difference, in age, as far as being young and being old.
No.
In the opinion.
We're not about the difference. Unless you recall the variable, it's about the impact on the opinion that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, good. So age does make an impact, right? So age, what education level two? I would expect to see an impact there. The education level. So around there, those areas.
Remember, education level. Again, you will have to have several variables.
Oh God.
If it's not highest year of school completed, right?
Right.
Then it has to be, well, if it's not education, but degree.
What's the difference between degree and education, though, as far as the impact it will make towards?
It should be the same because it's measuring the same thing.
Right.
But we think that degree is a categorical variable and it has to be here, and we'll compare to people who have less than high school, right? The first category here to everybody else. So the interpretation, instead of one sentence about each additional year of education, you will have to interpret, see, 1, 2, 3, 4 variables.
So education would stay on the left, degree will go on the right. Correct? Categorical.
Correct, and none of them are significant. Look.
Oh man.
See?
Yeah, I see. Oh man. So it doesn't matter if you went to school or not. There is no doesn't make an impact on whether you think we're doing too much or too little towards the homeless problem.
Well, from your analysis, yes.
Okay, I was wrong. So, all right.
But again, not having results is also the result. Right? So, people with education, just one line, and it is not significant. It's 0 impact.
Oh man.
0 and 1. That's absolutely, they're absolutely sure that it doesn't have an impact on the opinion about whether we have to help cities or not.
Gotcha. Okay. There's the numbers.
And the numbers.
And that highest year of his school completed, that was education, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more simple than degree. I'll just stick with education then.
Yeah. that's what I suggested.
Thank you, doctor. I appreciate it. All right. So I'm gonna keep playing around with some variables. I'm going to try not to have to recode any of them, just for the sake of no.
Sometimes it's easier to recode than get
But 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 if you get the coding wrong, doc, that affects everything.
But it's very simple not to get it wrong. You just compare the original
That
variable with the recoded one.
that was one of the questions that I wanted to point out to you where I had trouble recoding. Specifically, one of them, I'll tell you. And it was, come on, man, where did I put it? Recoding. Okay, education attainment, which is EDU. If I were to recode that, which I really
That's highest year of school completed. Why would you want to recode it?
exactly. The article recodes it. The article says 0 for none, no education at all, 1 for less than high school, 2 for high school graduate, 3 for some college graduate 4, and then 5 for graduate school. How do we recode?
They didn't. They probably didn't look. That's why sometimes I don't want dissertations because
Right. So that was one of the troubles I ran into, because when I tried to recode that, the value.
you don't have to recode it because if you look at the coding of the existing degree variable, that's what it is. Less than high school, junior college, bachelor, then graduate. What else do they need?
I think they wanted 0 to be none. Maybe because some of these people were homeless and didn't go to school. I don't know, doc. But they wanted 0 to be none. Uh, but that's the other thing. I rather just keep it, education level, like you're saying, because number 1 is simple. Number 2, I can explain it. Number 3, it's easy to read.
Mm-hmm.
If I recode it, it changes all the numbers.
Yeah, there might be sometimes the reason why they need it. I don't see it, but I didn't read the whole dissertation.
Yeah, me neither. But I'm just telling you that we coded it because it says educational attainment is the total number of years of education the respondent has completed. The values of education were recorded as follows: none, 0. I told you the rest, but it doesn't say why. Educational attainment is the total number of years of education the respondent has completed. So the difference is that they wanted 0 to be none, no education. Which I guess is possible, right? I mean, some people, even in the U.S., maybe have 0 education. But I'd rather just keep it as is in the program and just say less than high school.
Do you see it's 0.2%? 0.1% no education.
Right. So almost nobody, like 2 people in Ohio or something, or maybe even here in California.
No, 2%.
Very, very little, yeah. So
0.2%.
almost nothing. Yes.
Okay.
All right, Doc. So I'll just continue playing around with the variables and.
So what they got is 4 people in the United States.
Oh wow.
From their sample.
Right.
Okay. Okay, David.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll continue with this. Have some lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. I'm getting hungry. Thank you for meeting with me, and I'm just gonna continue working.
Very good. Bye.
Thank you, Doctor. Have a great day. Okay.
Good.
Bye.